Hi, I'm Johnston and I'm responsible for the rollout of our strategic PSIF programme. North Lanarkshire Council has around 15,000 employees, and we began our PSIF journey in 2008, where we started piloting the model with our services to see what strengths and areas for improvement we could identify. Previously, we didn't have a strategic framework for self-evaluation in the council. We had services within planning and environment who had previously used EFQM to a full extent, and we had some services within our corporate services function who had touched on EFQM in a limited way. The development of PSIF as a self-evaluation framework for the council has allowed us the opportunity to standardise our self-evaluation programme, and by 2011 around 250 of our frontline staff had been involved along with the corporate management team and senior managers in our self-evaluation programme. Using PSIF in this way has allowed our frontline staff, who are at the heart of service delivery and have most often the improvement ideas for their own service, and that's allowed us to capitalise on their ideas and allow them to be involved in highlighting the strengths and areas for improvement within their own service area. Having a robust PSIF programme in place has allowed us to include this in our shared risk assessment, which is an intrinsic part of our best value 2 arrangements. And what that has allowed us to do is also to talk about it in great detail within our local area network. I have to say that all of this doesn't happen by chance. There is a huge commitment from the Corporate Service Improvement team based within the Chief Executive's office to deliver on the PSIF programme, and we took a decision very early in our PSIF journey that all of our assessments would be facilitated by a member of staff from the Corporate Service Improvement team. This has ensured that the whole programme that we've been involved in to date has a robustness and consistency and has been developed with a team of staff who work very closely together on this project. In order to get the best fit for our organisation, we originally piloted 3 slight variations of the PSIF methodology along with 2 full programmes using the PSIF model. However, our feedback from this evaluation suggested that the 129 questions that were originally part of the model were too cumbersome, there was too much duplication, and people felt that the consolidation exercises were too resource intensive. So one of the things that we looked at was how could we possibly reduce the resources available and also still keep the model as robust as possible. And our option at that time was to look at the 27 high-level questions that were contained within the model and to use this as part of our rollout programme. When we looked at the feedback from this exercise, we found that without compromising the model in any way, we had managed to identify the strengths and areas for improvement that we would still have been able to do should we have rolled out the 129 questions, and we had a team across the organisation that was still very much engaged in the process. We have lovingly referred to this new process that we developed here as PSIF Lite, and that came into being around 2010. We were also given the opportunity to work with colleagues in Angus Council around this time, as they were also looking to develop a much more high-level version of the model, and together we worked on the project, which did really bring PSIF Lite to fruition and was finally endorsed by the Improvement Service in February 2012. As I mentioned, our first PSIF programme ran from 2009 to 2011, and it's no surprise that within a large organisation there are some improvement issues that continue to come to the fore. As part of that programme, we carried out 23 full service assessments, 1 corporate management team assessment and an assessment in 2012 with our community planning partnership. Within our own organisation, we identified that communication and the evidence that we gather from our customer consultation exercises, along with the consistency of approach for our performance review and development process, really needed some attention, and those were to be the focus of our priority for improvement over the course of 2012. As far as our community planning partnership is concerned, taking part in the self-assessment process at the time they did has proved to be very fortuitous for us, as the improvements that have been identified through that process have now been included in our new community plan and single outcome agreement for 2013 to 2018. We have taken the improvements that were identified into a new theme for our community plan single outcome agreement of developing the partnership, And we also have, from the beginning of April, a new developing the partnership group that will be responsible for taking those improvement actions forward. And the types of things we'll be looking at there are the way that we support the North Lanarkshire Partnership Board in general, how we use the information and the evidence that's gathered through the wide-ranging community planning evidence gathering process, and what kind of difference and improvements that makes to our communities within North Lanarkshire, and how we report on our performance and the management of the performance arrangements across the partnership and reported to the board. So it's a big year moving forward within the organisation and within the partnership. I have to say our PSIF journey has been a very positive one. We have been very involved with the improvement service and the network that goes along with PSIF, and I think it's one of these things where you only get out what you put in, and as I say, we have been very active. The support that we've received from the improvement service and from the network itself through learning events and learning from other organisations and facing the similar challenges to we have has been a very positive experience. I would also say that in 2010 our protective services function won a silver award through Quality Scotland's recognition for business excellence, and that was testament to the hard work and effort that was put in by the staff both within protective services and here within the Chief Executive's Office of North Lanarkshire Council. On the whole, I would say we're very proud of the achievements that we've made with our self-evaluation framework in North Lanarkshire, and we're looking forward to the next steps in our own journey. As part of our PSIF programme, our first phase of the PSIF programme, a decision was taken that we wouldn't be using the PSIF model exactly for our social work and our education colleagues. Rather, what we did was we took the social work model and also the Education Scotland model, and we involved a massive exercise to map the outcomes from both of those reports back into the PSIF model, which allowed us to take a strategic approach to our overall improvement activities across the council. One of the important things I would like to stress as far as our PSIF journey is concerned is that although there is a framework in place and a model for you to use, how you actually use it within your own organisation is completely flexible. There is no need to worry about the model being prescriptive. We have shown that within North Lanarkshire with the development of the high-level model of PSIF Lite, that it is not a one-size-fits-all model. It depends on your own organisation, your own organisational setup and the requirements that you have and what you want to get out of the model. Please you feel free to use the model as flexibly as possible, and it's not about always having to ask the improvement service for permission to develop new ideas for the model. Everyone within the PSIF community is very open to learning and to new ideas coming to the fore for everyone to learn from.